Okay, hi. Sorry about that. Couldn't tell if I was recording or not. So today's math intervention lesson is continuing on our little geometry introduction. We are talking about areas of triangles. Yesterday we talked about areas of parallelograms with these notes where we had our area equaling our base times height, because that is the formula also for rectangles. And triangles are not very much different. So your notes page should look like this. We are given that the area of a triangle, okay, is 1/2 of the product of base and height. So this means our formula for area is area equals 1/2 base times height. Sometimes you will see it as the area of base times height divided by 2, but I always like to just remember 1/2 times base times height. Here's why. So I made a quick little Google drawing of some triangles, right? We want to know why the area of a single triangle is 1/2 base times height. Well, if I were to take a triangle and double it, so I have two triangles of the exact same size. If I manipulate that second triangle so it is upside down from what it was, I'm going to go ahead and have created a square or a rectangle or a parallelogram, some kind of quadrilateral. What's the area for a quadrilateral? Base times height. Well, if I just want to know this singular triangle right here, this one that I just turned red, it would be our base times our height cut in half, because I only want to know this one. I don't want to know the full square. I just want to know the triangle. So it's 1/2 base times height. And this happens with every single triangle. It can happen with ones that look like this, and I'll show you. It's going to end up looking just like a parallelogram. There we go, parallelogram. So our area of this single triangle is going to be 1/2 of the base times the height, because it is literally 1/2 the area of this parallelogram. Same thing with this blue triangle. All I do is make a copy of it, change the way it's facing, connect it with your first triangle, and you have another parallelogram. To find the area of this triangle, it's literally half the area and the base of this parallelogram. Sometimes you'll have wonky looking triangles and you think that can't be true. Every single triangle there is, you can double it, change the orientation, and combine it to make a rectangle, a square, or a parallelogram. So our area of our triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. Let's do some examples. First one. This one doesn't necessarily give us our formula. We just have to remember our formula is area equals 1/2 base times height. All right, so first thing, your base, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we got to find our height. It's a little bit of a wonky H. Redo that, because I know you guys will make fun of me later. All right, our height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, now we're just going to plug in what we know. Area equals 1/2 5 times 8. I put these in parentheses. You don't necessarily have to. You can use the multiplication sign over and over again. I think it just looks a little more tidy if I put it in my parentheses. All right, so area equals, let's go ahead and use that order of operations. Parentheses first. We have 5 times 8, it's 40. We're going to go ahead and bring down what we haven't used. Area equals 1/2 of 40, or 40 divided by 2, and we get 20 units squared as our area for this triangle. All right, example 2. It should say find the area. I did some whiting out and cropping the paper before I scanned it in for us. Find the area. Well, we know our formula is 1/2 base times height. And if I'm going too fast, pause the video, slow down, take the notes. It's here for you. Area equals 1/2 base times height. All right, we know our base is 14. Here's our base. Our height is given to us as 6. There we go. Now we're just going to go ahead and plug in what we know into our formula. Area equals 1/2 times base times height. You do these in any order that you want to. 1/2 of 14, 7 times 6. 7 times 6 is 42. Area equals 42 meters squared. Remember, we want to start adding on our units. All right. Let's go ahead and do a couple more examples. So like I said, pause the video, take your time. All right, so we have area equals 1/2 base times height. All right, our base of this triangle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our base is 5. Our height is, and so on this triangle, it's notated that the height of our triangle is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's shown here because this little square right here means that this height, this line right here, is perpendicular or the true height of the triangle. Remember, we're not using diagonal lengths. Plug back in what we know. Area equals 1/2 times your base of 5 times 4. Well, I could do 1/2 times 5. It's 2.5, but I don't want to use decimals right now. So I'm going to go ahead and do 5 times 4. You get 20 times your half. Area equals 10 units squared. Okay. Next one should be relatively easy. I'm going to go ahead and have you pause the video here, and then you can check your answer. Okay? Or watch as I solve when you're done. Area is 1/2 base times height. We have 1/2 times 2 times our height. 1/2 of 2 is 1 times our height of 5. Area is 5 feet squared. Okay? Next one is fractions, so we do have to change those fractions into mixed numbers. So we can easily multiply. 14.5. So remember, to solve these mixed numbers into improper fractions, you multiply your base times your whole number. So 14 times 2 gives us 28. Then we add our numerator, plus 1 equals 29 over 2. And then we have our height. It's 12 3/4. Multiply your denominator and your base number. 48 plus our numerator equals 51 over our original 4. All right. Let's get a little more complicated now. We have area equals 1/2 times your base of 29 over 2 times your height, which is 51 over 4. All right, when you're multiplying with fractions, you can go straight across the whole way. So we're going to have 1 times 29 times 51. You could do your area model for this. For the sake of time, I'm just going to use a calculator. So we'll do 29 times 51. We get 1,479 over 2 times 2 is 4 times 4 is 16. We could say this is our area, but this looks crazy. If I say the area of this triangle is 1,479 over 16 inches squared, that sounds crazy. So what you can go ahead and do is simplify this. To simplify your fractions, you simply take your numerator and divide by your denominator. So 1,479 divided by 16. Our area is 90 2.4. I did use a calculator. You could do long division. Okay, that's a challenge one. Number 3 is a tough one. If you didn't understand number 3, no worries. As long as you understand that the area is 1/2 base times height. That is the important thing to continue to remember. All right, so on this practice page, I cut out majority of this middle section here so you can show work for these problems, and then there's a lot of area here to show work for those problems. So you're going to go ahead and find the area of each of these triangles. Make sure you write somewhere on your paper the area is 1/2 base times height so you can continue to remember. Okay? All right. Good luck. Oh, 13, 14, and 15, these are the challenges. You do not have to solve these, but if you're up for a challenge, it might be good practice. They give you the base and they give you the area. You have to solve for the height. Or number 14, you have to solve for the base. Number 15, you have to solve for the height. So you're going to be finding those missing variables. All right? Okie dokie. Good luck. Check back this video anytime so you can check your notes. Just remember, area equals 1/2 base times height. All right, have fun.